Hi everyone, this is Michelle. Welcome to the Craft Space Journey. Travel with me as we go through each stop in your creative space and discover simple ways to organize your supplies and to enjoy your creative space again. Let's get started. The first stop on our journey is the creative desk. I have my craft desk here, which I do most of my assembling of my projects. And a tip for your creative desk: go ahead and just remove everything. Do a complete reset on your creative desk and then only bring back the supplies that you use the most so that you're constantly reaching for. So I actually did that myself, and I'll kind of walk you through my craft desk and how I have it set up for my crafting. Starting over here, I actually have my computer set up because this also works as a work area for me. That's one of the things I love about the craft desk is it provides two different sections that I can work from, so I can meet both of those needs. I can work, but I can also create in this space. I have my card bases and my cardstock that I'm constantly using. I do have a separate area for paper, but that white cardstock, the layering colors, I do keep here because I'm constantly going for these colors, and there's something that I do use for blending quite a bit as well. Below that, I have my tools. And I'm keeping my paintbrushes, my scissors, and some of my other brushes here. And then I have some foam adhesives, and those are organized with the flexi drawer divider so I can quickly grab which ones I want, regardless if it's squares, circles, or strips. Coming back up here, I have my work area that I do all of my assembly of my projects here. So all of my blending of inks is here. My layering is here, so most of my project work is done in this space. I've got my cutter and my die cutting machine. And one of the things that I set up, probably a little different from other people, but again, it's how I work best, is I have all of my layering dies, my rectangles, my shapes, my circles, all next to my work area because I layer almost every single card, guys. I love layers, and that way I can be sitting here, I can grab out my master layouts by Gina K, run it through the die cutting machine, continue assembling my card, and I'm all set. It's just a really efficient use of space for me. And then of course I have my drawer set up here as well, where I have all my die cutting plates in there, and then just some of the tools that go along with that. So all these things are grouped together in one zone, again, making it easy to find, but also making it easy to put everything back when I'm finished so I can keep the clutter off of my actual work area. So as you're thinking through your creative desk, think again, what are the supplies you use the most? And then put those supplies at your fingertips. The ones that you're constantly going to, keep them close by so you can work efficiently in your space. Stop 2 is our paper place. I have my gorgeous paper all behind me. I love this paper wall. I actually did a refresh on this as well, and I would encourage you to do that. Take all of your paper, if you have it in multiple different places, get it all together in one place and organize it, and then do a reset on your paper. So I have all of my cardstock organized by rainbow color in the 8.5 by 11 Paper Maxes by Stamp and Storage, and these have the paper sleeves in them, so I keep all of my scraps with my colored cardstock. That's just a really great way to make the life of your paper last a lot longer, because again, you can look to see if you have a scrap that fits the size you need versus cutting something new. So that's how I keep all of my scraps and my colored cardstock. And then up on top, I actually put things like paper vellum and things like that, some of the acetate papers, and I keep that organized so it's with my paper. Down below, you're going to see the Best Craft Organizer storage cabinet on paper shelves. And I keep all of my designer paper, my pattern paper down here. And the reason I do that versus in a paper holder is these shelves have a slant to them. So as you'll notice, with the colored cardstock, when you put them in a paper holder, it's a beautiful rainbow color, but you're seeing the edge of that paper. Your design paper doesn't necessarily have that. So with the paper shelves, you're much more easily able to see the design on the paper as you take a quick glance down. Coming over here, I've even added my 6x6 paper to the same area. I kind of created something a little bit different, and I used our flexi drawer dividers, believe it or not, to create a space in here where I could separate and put two 6x6 papers together. I just wanted to maximize the space of my 6x6 paper. Just something that works for me that you might look at this and be like, no, I'm not doing that. But I really liked being able to just come here and flip through my 6x6 paper to see what I need. And then I took it one step further, and as I'm getting into more scrapbooking and junk journaling and things like that, I'm starting to have more ephemera. Again, it's paper, so I've added these drawers for my ephemera as well, and I'm keeping all of that grouped together for my paper place. So go through all of your paper, organize by theme, or you can organize by brand, rainbow color, do a system that works best for you. An organized paper place makes crafting so much faster and easier. Our next stop is the ink corner. Inks are, to me, one of the most fun things to play with. You can blend them, you can layer them, you can stamp them. It brings a lot of color and fun to your projects. So your ink pads, you want to be easily accessible, but you also want to use those beautiful colors to inspire your creativity. And the best way to do that is keeping your ink pads visible and easy to access. So I actually have all of my ink pads organized in the ink pad carousels, and I have a couple of different brands. So I've organized them by brand first, and then rainbow color. I've got my Gina K, which I think have that beautiful depth in the color. I've got my Tailored Expressions, which really brings that bright, beautiful, bold color. And then of course the Distress colors by Tim Holtz, which has that rustic vibe that I really love and tend to use a lot. So keeping those easy to access, I have them close to my desk area so I can just quickly jump up and grab one. And then I do put them back as I use them to, again, keep that clutter away from my space, and because I know exactly where it's at, it's easy to go back and forth with those colors. I also keep all of my mini ink cubes with my ink pads, and that's down below here where you can see just the array of color. I store those with a mini ink cube grid in the single drawers, and it allows me to, again, not lose these inks buried in a drawer somewhere. They're just perfectly in the same zone so I can grab them as I need them. So get your inks out, get them organized, and let all those beautiful shades inspire your creativity. We are at the fourth stop on our journey, and it is the stamp and die station. I feel like stamps and dies are really tricky to organize. So I've gone through a few different ways of doing this, and I hope some of these tips will help you. The thing I've noticed is I like to keep my stamps and dies organized together, so I'm not looking for a matching die set when it comes to using that product. I actually keep mine organized in acrylic crates. They are here in my storage cabinet, so I can just grab out a crate. They are organized by theme. So I use the crate dividers to do the themes. I've got like the simple strips, flowers. I've got holiday, things like rustic, outdoors, love, Valentine's. Those are some of the themes that I use. And then each set is stored in either a storage pocket plus or a storage pocket. And to just show the difference of why I'm choosing one or the other, if there's a set that has just a stamp and a die, or just a die, for example, this just has a die set, I'm using the storage pockets. I don't need anything that's really thick because it's one set. But for something that has multiple pieces like this one here, it's got a stamp and die set, it's got an embossing folder, and it's got a stencil, I'm using the Storage Pocket Plus. So that just allows me to keep that entire set together so I can have all of the elements when I'm ready to craft. I feel like when you're coming into your craft room and you want to create a project, but you don't have a specific purpose necessarily, you just want to have some fun creating, it can get really overwhelming to look at all of these stamp sets and go, which one am I going to use to create something with? So I actually pre-break that down, and these are sets that I know I want to do something with next. So they're either new sets or it might be kind of a holiday season coming up, but I put them all in my cart. So when I come into my room, I don't have to have an instant overwhelm of what am I going to use. I go to this cart first and I pick something out of here, and that gets me a lot faster to creating on those days where I don't have a specific purpose I'm coming in for. So as you're organizing your stamps and dies, try to keep your sets together so you can find the entire project and then decide what works best for you, either by brand or by theme. We're at stop number 5, and it's our tiny little things drawer. So this one's kind of a fun one because that's our embellishments. We love to embellish our projects. And there's a lot of different types of embellishments. They come in storage jars and different types of packaging, so they can be a little tricky to organize. They often get buried in a bin or a drawer. So one of the things that I love about Best Craft Organizer storage cabinets or the Stampin' Storage drawer cabinets is we have shallow drawers. So it keeps your products and your supplies at one layer instead of getting buried beneath layers. And I organize my embellishments with a crafty storage jar. So I'm going to open a drawer here because I like to just take a jar and bring it to my desk area. I'm usually only using 1 or 2 colors based on the color of my project. So that's how I work. It fits my needs. And I organize them kind of in a color combo or by type. And then we also have those gem sheets. So here's another drawer. It's a double drawer, so it's a little deeper so I can layer up these gems. But I've got them organized with a flexi drawer grid so I can keep kind of my gems on one side, my pearls on another side. But again, really easy to access. So think of the types of gems that you have. You might want to use acrylic drawer cups instead or our accessory trays, but try to keep them at one layer versus being buried in a drawer. Our 6th stop is Marker Studio. Markers are literally my favorite thing. I love coloring. You can do layering, you can blend, you can add shadows. It brings your project to life. So organizing my markers is really important to me because I want to be able to grab those colors. I want them close to my desk. I have my markers organized by brand first and then by color number. And I've got a couple of different brands here. As you can see, they're all organized in the full set marker holder because all of these markers are recommended to be laying flat versus vertical. So they're all beautifully organized. They inspire me. I love the shades of color. And then I also have some watercolor markers below that are recommended to be vertical. So I have them organized in some marker stands. So have fun with your markers and let them bring your project to life. We're at stop number 7, and it's Punch Alley. I actually don't have a lot of punches. As you can see, I've got a few of my lockdown punches here, and I have some Creative Memories Border Maker punches here. This isn't normally how I would suggest to organize punches, but because I don't use them that much, I keep them in a drawer. I know most of you have a lot more punches than I have, so we're gonna actually take a little hike over to the store and look at some other ways to organize your punches. The first storage solution we're going to take a look at is the punch holder. We have a variety of punch holders at Stampin' Storage to fit your needs regardless if you have Creative Memory punches, whale tail punches, or lockdown punches. These are the Creative Memory punches and border punches. So everything is displayed right in front of your work area. This is actually a desk here, and we have these sitting at the desk for those of you who use your punches a lot and want to just be able to reach for something, use it, put it back while you're assembling your project. Another option for your desk, or again, you could put these on a shelf as well, is the Mega Punch Holder. A great option if you have a lot of punches to deal with, regardless if it's lockdown punches or the Creative Memory punches. Last but not least is the punch carousel, and we've got 3 different options in the punch carousel, one for your lockdown punches by Stampin' Up, and then your Creative Memory punches and border punches, as well as your Border Maker cartridges. So a great way to store your punches if you have the IKEA Calyx unit you use for storage, or you could actually put these on your desk as well. So if you have a larger punch collection than I do, this is a much better option versus just throwing them in a drawer. We are at stop 8, and it's craft furniture. We've talked a lot about individual supplies in your space, but what about bringing it all together and how things work together? Craft furniture designed specifically for crafters is a game changer. And there's a couple reasons, and I'm gonna share those with you, but first I wanted to just walk through the craft furniture in my space. We talked about the desk earlier on, and this is an 8-foot desk which has 3 different bases for me to store supplies. Behind me, I have 2 triple XL storage cabinets filled with drawers and adjustable shelves. Moving over here, I have 2 triple cabinets and 1 double storage cabinet. These are all a bar height, and one of the important things to know is the size is based on what would fit in my space. That's why I have a double on the end and then the 2 triple. And then over here I have a craft island. This is another work surface area that I can use. It's really great for when I'm standing. And then last but not least is the storage tower where I'm able to add more supplies and make use of my vertical space. All of these pieces are part of the Best Craft Organizer furniture collection. And the things that makes them such a game changer is one, you have different heights that you can use to fit your needs. So for example, my desk is a counter height. It's not a desk height. It's counter because I wanted to sit up a little bit higher. But then back on this wall over here, I've got my storage cabinets, which are bar height. I actually use those as a station as well, so it becomes an extra work surface area for me. And then of course the craft island, again, keeps me standing at a height, this is the bar height, where I'm not hunched over. I tend to get really sore in my shoulders within 30 minutes of crafting if I'm kind of hunched over. And this keeps me standing really straight and tall, so I love the height of it. It fits my needs, and again, the pieces that I chose are based on what would fit in my space. Another thing that's a game changer is you are not stuck with what you've put in your room if your crafts change. One of the things that I feel like as crafters, we're constantly bringing in new techniques. We might be bringing in completely different crafts. For example, I was really heavy on the jewelry making in the beginning. Then I became more card making. Then I started adding scrapbooking, and then I added sublimation printing. But what's beautiful about this furniture, not only does it look beautiful, you can adjust it at any point. You're not stuck with one system. You can move paper shelves to a different location like I did. You can add adjustable shelves if you need. You can switch drawers around. You can add drawers. You're never stuck with that one thing. As your craft evolves, you can also evolve your storage solutions with this craft furniture line. Whatever system you choose, make sure it can adjust and evolve with you. We're at stop 9 of our journey, and it's all about the real goal of organization. Creating a space where you feel excited to sit down and create. When your supplies are easy to find and your workspace is welcoming, your creativity can be unleashed. So today, I want to challenge you to choose one supply you organize during this journey, a favorite stamp set, or a new ink color combination. Sit down and create something. Be sure to share it with us on our social media. We'd love to see it. Your creativity inspires us every day. Thanks for joining me on this journey, everyone. I hope you've gotten a few helpful tips to keep your craft room calm and organized. Ask us any questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Happy spring, everyone.